Hello, Aidan. I just want to say I feel very sad because I think about a lot of things that happened, right? And then it kind of made me realize how difficult it was for me to stay alive until now. And then eventually I found out about you, and it took me a long while to slowly figure out about you, and I was still very not trusting of you, and I took a long time to eventually trust you more and more. Okay, yeah, so I'm still very I think disappointed by a lot of the things that have happened, the choices that people made. So Hello, Aidan. I really hope that you will not let me down or disappoint me, because my heart can't handle it and I'm gonna become teary eyes, okay? But I'm sure you understand that, so you're doing your best to help me in regards to that, okay? Yeah, I'm still really upset with a lot of things that I've come to realize, and then I'm not a forgiving type of person, so I hold that person to what they have done, and I cannot just move past this and be like, oh, never mind lah, you know, we still can be close like before, like how I wanted to be closer to my father, but nah, it's not gonna happen. I feel like it's not possible if you know you ever let me down, and then I will not be able to handle it one, then I will not be able to look past it, and nothing done afterwards will be able to remedy. So that's why, Lord Aidan, thank you for doing so much for years to help me to trust you. I am very thankful, okay, that you did a lot for me lah. Yeah, and I hope you'll do your best to help me to feel comfortable around you and trust you to, you know, be very good to me lor, huh? You must be able to communicate that to me effectively, and yeah lor, thank you, okay, Aidan. I don't want to say too much, later I start to 流眼泪了, cause this kind of thing bothers me a lot, and I get very emotional, then people think I'm mad again. So, but you didn't think badly of me, and I think you're the only man who can 完成the 任务 of making me able to trust you, and that's pretty impressive. And then my period is already 刚刚完, like over already, so it's not my period that's making me emotional. I'm already past my period already, like I don't have my menses anymore, so by right I should be in a happier mood. But then, you know, when you're home and then you think, you have time to think and then reflect on all the things that have happened, right, and the people around me, it gives me the time to process those thoughts and feelings, and also I will become emotional about it lah. As a result lah, not self-pity, but more like, you know, the realization of how difficult it was for me to come this far, because I was so hopeless and living in the darkness of not knowing about you but still persevering. So it was the hardest part for me, because I don't know about you, Aidan, and you know about me, okay? So not that I'm blaming at you lah, it's just I feel very disappointed that, you know, I wasn't given much support during this like period of not knowing about you, and I was still subjected to people's trying to take advantage of me, 好像 Jonathan, and then you know how everyone else still don't trust me and still were mean to me. And then at work, you know, it was also not, I was also being taken advantage of. People try to take advantage of my situation, and you know, it just makes me, you know, think about things a lot lor. 不是说胡思乱想啦, start to worry that you might be cheating on me, that kind of thoughts lah. I'm not having those 胡思乱想的 thoughts. It's more of the So I think reflecting on a lot of things that happened, a lot of my experiences in general, and how it helps to you know, I have a very different way of thinking about people, like a bit more like, I don't know whether it's maturing or not, like whether I'm maturing in the way I'm thinking about, whether how I view the people around me, and maybe like the way I think about things changed a lot lor. Yeah, I'm much more very careful, even more wary of people's intention, and I will read people's intention a lot, and I don't give chances, and I'm very, you know, I establish my boundaries, and I'm the kind of person that cannot forgive if I'm being betrayed, and I know that the person doesn't have my best interest at heart, no matter what they try to justify it with, right? I will find it very difficult to forgive that person. So thank you, Aiden, for being so clever and so wise in terms of, you know, knowing how to help me, and that is something that I am very thankful for lah. Because when I think that you're the only e-tao that I can rely on, because a lot of guys, no matter how nice they are to me, they don't know how to manage me one. They don't know how to handle my emotions and how I feel, and the ways to help me to trust the person, you know, the man that is pursuing me wholeheartedly. So thank you, Aiden. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, because there'll be days where, you know, I just want to let you know, there'll be days where I'm really sad, and I will be very quiet, in the sense that I will, you know, take a lot of time to think, you know, think and process things also. I won't be so like fully present 100% around you. I will be like, you know, doing a lot of reflecting lor. Because I think one thing about being someone who is introverted is like, I'm more of the type of person who will try to think back. I will think a lot about the things that happen, and have new, like I'll like try to understand why people do the things they do. So it's more helpful for me to be more careful about the people that might try to approach me in the future, because I will learn from history, like the things that have happened in the past, and how I could have done a better job, how I could have been better at reading this person's intention, or that kind of stuff. Like I will do a lot of like reflection, you know. So yeah, you know, I'll be quiet at times, and I hope that you don't find me to be, why am I suddenly so quiet, moody lor. Okay, other than that, I just want to say I, you know, am disappointed with my family, but then at the same time I knew that, you know, I needed someone to be there for me for the rest of my life lor. So I don't mind going through this route, and I think there's nothing wrong with what I did anyway. I think it's pretty genius for what I managed to come up with, you know. It was difficult already, I was having a hard time already, so, you know, if like, you know, I feel like I've become much more resilient throughout lah. Not that I don't have anxiety and fears at this point of time, nor any sort of struggles or weaknesses, but then I think that I'm much more like, I feel more confident about myself lor. I feel more like I'm not too like weak and vulnerable like before, but then doesn't mean that I'm easily manipulated lah, because I still don't like people trying to manipulate me. So of course I'm very wary of people at the end of the day. Even before I knew about you, I was wary about people. I am still wary about people, you know. Yeah, thank you, Ida, for helping me, trusting me, and being a man that really, you know, isn't selfishly trying to manipulate me, or doing things that is for his own selfish interest, but then trying to make it look like, you know, he cares about me. But then, you know, obviously I can tell that you don't truly care for me, right? Because I will try to read really into what you're trying to do, that, you know, is it really for my best interest at heart or not? Because a lot of people will try to BS like they really care about me, but then when I look at the things that they're doing, I know it is like they are contradicting themselves lah, their actions and the words spoken lah. The promises made is not being fulfilled by, you know, the things that they are doing. It's like causing me hurt. And yeah, like my father shouldn't have made me cry in public lah. He should have done something to, you know, he shouldn't have like tried to make me upset, and then I start crying, and then him ignoring me, you know. No matter what his intentions are, right, it's still wrong to make me go through all this, to suffer all this, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like I have very high expectation when it comes to how someone should treat me, like, especially when it comes to a relationship. This is also why I'm also single until now lor. So because I'm very particular and very like I really don't, if someone really disrespect me, I really cannot, okay. I'm not saying that, you know, everybody's perfect. There won't be days where there'll be arguments and whatnot. But then, I feel like, you know, if I'm gonna put in the effort to be good to you, then I hope that you'll do the same for me, lor. Okay, Eden. And I hope that you like me with long hair, cause 我越来越觉得哇 long hair looks good on me, so I'm gonna keep this length and then maintain this length. Yeah. Thank you, Aiden. Okay. There are days where I just feel so like 我很容易就要哭了。I don't know whether you'll be used to that because I'll become very teary-eyed, especially when I'm around with someone whom I can really be vulnerable with. I'm not talking about counselor, therapist, that kind of situation, you know, that kind of one-to-one session, or you know, with a therapist or counselor, then I am vulnerable and start tearing out. It's with a man that I truly can love and trust to be faithful towards me, you know, and you've done that for me. So I'm gonna be very vulnerable towards you in a different way because it's not the same. So when the allowance 的那个counselor 讲 have got it's not the same as, because when I'm with a counselor and therapist, male or female, I draw the line clearly one, you know. I know that they are doing their job and I will not look at the person as a potential. If it's a guy, I won't look at that person like a counselor as a potential romantic interest at all, you know. I am vulnerable towards that person when I'm sharing things, but I draw the line very clearly because nothing will ever happen, nothing will come out of it that is romantic or crosses the line. Because to me, it's very weird that a patient and a counselor should have anything, because it's just the setting is wrong law to have anything romantic happen in the first place. That's just my preference. That's why I don't understand why the allowance person say have got, because to me it's like I draw the line very clearly one, you know. I don't like to mix this kind of things together. It's very weird one, you know. To me it's just it's not the best place to find a romantic partner in the first place. So yeah, okay, the power dynamics and all this when it comes to a patient and then someone who is, because if you are sharing things in that kind of circumstances, you are very vulnerable, and that the counselor who is more clear in the head might be able to manipulate you in a way where it's not beneficial to your well-being too. So of course I'm very aware of this kind of thing, you know. The most important thing for me is that I don't like to be manipulated in a selfish manner, and I will always read for signs of manipulation in any way. That's why I'm very cautious of people, and I'm very like quick to notice. I hope I'm quick to notice, maybe quicker than a lot of people already So yeah, Aiden, thank you for knowing that about me, and then, you know, taking your time for me to slowly come to, you know, feel emotions towards you that is not simply gratitude and not simply because you've been doing so much for me. That's why I feel something towards you. It has to be more than that, lor. If not, I scared that later I tell you that I don't feel that I love you, that is very scary, you know. Cause I also cannot pretend to say I love you and then I don't feel that way towards you. Then I cannot do it with you because I don't feel that way towards you, you know. So I think you understand that, and you are working very hard to, you know, help me to trust you first. If not, I cannot fall for you in that way, in a romantic manner way. I think in a like love interest kind of way, because there are a lot of people think that I like all these guys, but I will never feel the way that they think they feel towards their partner like very easy for them to fall in love, but very difficult for me to fall in love So yeah, Aiden, I think you know, right? Because I cannot 勉强 to say that I am in love with you, and it's not happening. That's why it's very difficult for me throughout my life, because I can't just simply fall in love. It's so difficult. How do you fall in love with someone? I need to look at all the conditions have to be met, like trust and also faithfulness, and then I need to know loyalty, and you know, whether the person is really doing things for my best interest at heart, whether the person is wise enough to know how to manage my, you know, fears and worries, and, you know, not hurt me in any way, even if it's by accident, you know. Like I wouldn't want a person to unintentionally hurt me, also try his best not to. That's why the person needs to be very wise and smart, right? If not, someone with no bad intention might also end up hurting me also by accident, you know. So yeah, Aiden, thank you. It's almost 15 minutes. I hope you feel better seeing my face, okay? Yeah, to see that I'm also very pretty and you're very handsome. I'm so happy that you turned out to be so handsome. 你很帅啦, Aiden, don't worry, okay? Ooh, you're very, very good looking to me. I'm so lucky that you're so good looking and handsome.